You've just taken delivery of your Tesla Model Y. The paint is flawless, the screen is brighter than your future, and the acceleration pushes you back into your seat like a gentle giant. You think you have everything. You are wrong. I was wrong. 3 weeks into ownership, I found myself hunched over the glossy center console, using a microfiber cloth to wipe away a coffee spill that had somehow migrated into the front release sensor. That's when I realized that owning a Tesla isn't just about driving a car, it's about maintaining a minimalist spaceship that fights against every law of traditional automotive physics. After 6 months of trial, error, and 2 panic attacks in a grocery store parking lot, I have curated a list of 10 accessories that transform the Model Y from a sterile tech pod into a livable, lovable machine. These aren't Amazon affiliate baits. These are the battle-tested essentials. Let me take you back to day 1. I was a proud new owner, floating on the cloud of instant torque. I had watched every YouTube video. I knew the difference between regenerative braking and creep mode. I had the app configured to within an inch of its life. But I had forgotten one fundamental truth: Tesla designed the Model Y in a vacuum chamber of perfection. They assumed you would never eat French fries. They assumed you would never have a wet umbrella. They assumed your sunglasses would levitate magnetically next to your head. By week 2, the glossy black center console looked like a crime scene of fingerprints. The floor mats, those pathetic carpeted apologies from the factory, were soaked with March slush. And my phone, my lifeline to the car, was sliding around the wireless charging pad like a hockey puck every time I took a corner. The car was brilliant. The experience was messy. The first clue that I needed to intervene came from the door sills. After a rainy Tuesday, I noticed the paint on the rocker panels was already collecting grit. The Model Y's design is aerodynamic, which means it funnels road debris directly onto the rear door edges. It's a suicide pact between your paint job and the highway. The second clue was the noise. At 70 miles per hour, the cabin isn't loud by economy car standards, but for a $50,000 electric vehicle that promises serenity, the wind noise from the roof glass and the tire roar is deafening. I found myself turning up the podcast to 11. The third clue was the frunk. The front trunk is huge, yet utterly useless if you open it, put in a pizza, and immediately smell tomato sauce burning on the inverter. The lack of a simple seal or divider made the frunk a no-go zone for groceries. The final clue came when I took a road trip from Denver to Moab. I had range anxiety, sure, but I also had organization anxiety. My center console was a dark abyss of charging cables, hand sanitizer, and loose mints. I couldn't find the J1772 adapter. I nearly cried. The breakdown happened at a rural supercharger in Green River, Utah. It was 11 p.m. The wind was howling. I had 2% battery left because the elevation gain had chewed through my range faster than I anticipated. I plugged in, finally breathing, and then I realized I had forgotten my reusable water bottle. I had to walk a quarter mile to a gas station to buy an overpriced bottle of water. When I got back to the car, I sat in the driver's seat, exhausted. I looked at the ridiculous cargo liner that wasn't protecting the carpet, at the phone that had slid under the brake pedal, and at the dust coating every matte black surface. I felt like I had bought a spaceship but was living in a dumpster. I texted my buddy who owns a Model 3. He sent a single sentence, *, you don't own the car until you accessorize it for reality. *, that night, I ordered 10 items on my phone while charging. My road trip was saved not by a tow truck, but by good packing. Here is the truth. These 10 items aren't vanity. They are survival. They close the gap between Tesla's minimalism and your humanity. 1. All-weather floor mats, high wall, throw away the carpet mats immediately. You need rubber mats with 3-inch raised edges. The Model Y is a crossover, which means mud, sand, and melted snow will invade. Buy the set that covers the back of the rear seats too, because when you fold them down, the carpet faces the cargo area. I use the TuxMat or 3D MaxBiter variety. They are expensive. They are worth it. 2. Center console organizer trays ***. The deep abyss of the center console is a black hole. You need 2 drop-in trays. The top tray holds your sunglasses, keys, and mints. The lower section holds the J1772 adapter, registration, and a tire inflator. Without these, you will spend minutes digging for your garage door opener. With them, you look like a symphonic conductor. 3. Mud flaps ***. I know, they look like windshield wipers for ants. But the Model Y's hips are wide, and the tires stick out just enough to sandblast the rear doors and rocker panels. Tesla sells basic ones, but aftermarket versions, like Basenor, offer a rigid, paint-safe fit. Install them before you drive 100 miles. Your rear doors will thank you. 4. Screen swivel mount ***. The factory screen is fixed. It faces the center of the car. When you are driving, you have to lean right to see the navigation. A swivel mount, about $30, allows you to tilt the screen 15 degrees toward the driver. Suddenly, the map is in your peripheral vision. It changes the entire ergonomic feel of the cockpit. It takes 10 minutes to install and feels like a factory upgrade. 5. Roof sunshade, 2-piece. ***. The glass roof is gorgeous until June. The infrared rejection is good, but not good enough for your bald spot. A mesh sunshade that clips into the headliner reduces heat by 70% and eliminates the greenhouse effect. You don't even notice it's there, except you stop sweating. Get the 2-piece version so you can remove just the front half in winter. 6. Trunk side storage bins ***. The Model Y has 2 massive voids behind the rear wheel wells in the trunk. They are useless caverns where groceries roll to die. Buy the felt-covered plastic bins that drop into these spaces. Now you have deep cubbies for your emergency kit, charging cables, and windshield washer fluid. It instantly adds 3 cubic feet of usable storage. 7. Jack pads, lift pucks, ***. This one is non-negotiable. The Model Y's battery pack sits low. If you take it to a standard tire shop, they will destroy your battery by putting the lift arms in the wrong spot. You need 4 rubber jack pads that snap into the factory lift points. Keep them in your trunk. Hand them to any mechanic. You will prevent a $20,000 mistake. 8. Front license plate mount, snap plate, ***. If you live in a state that requires front plates, do not let the dealer screw the plate into your beautiful painted bumper. The factory mount uses self-tapping screws. Instead, buy a no-drill mount that hooks into the lower grille. It's sturdy, removable, and doesn't ruin the aerodynamics or aesthetics. 9. Ventilated seat gel pad, for summer, ***. The Model Y lacks ventilated seats. On a 90-degree day, your back becomes a swamp. Buy a slim, USB-powered gel seat cushion that plugs into the rear ports. It blows cool air up your spine. It looks slightly dorky, but you will arrive at work without a sweat stain the shape of a continent. 10. Frunk cooler bag, custom fit, ***. Finally, the Frunk redemption. There is a company called Tesloid that makes a perfect fit insulated cooler bag for the front trunk. It fills the exact dimensions of the Frunk. On road trips, you load it with ice packs, drinks, and sandwiches. It keeps everything cold for 8 hours, and because it's in the Frunk, the smell doesn't enter the cabin. This single accessory turned the useless nose of the car into my favorite feature. It was the one that saved my Utah trip. I pulled back into my driveway in Denver 3 days later, dirty, tired, but smiling. The car had 2,100 more miles on the odometer. The interior looked exactly as it did when I left, no stains, no cracks, no rattles. The rubber mats caught a gallon of spilled Gatorade. The swivel mount saved my neck. The jack pads sat unused, thankfully, but their presence was a security blanket. The front cooler still had 2 cold sodas left. I realized that Tesla owners fall into 2 categories: those who treat the car like a phone, buy it, use it, complain about the battery, and those who treat it like a home, insulate it, organize it, protect it. The Model Y is a phenomenal piece of engineering, but it was designed by people who assumed you would drive it while wearing white gloves and holding your breath. To actually live with it, to throw in a wet dog, to drive through a blizzard, to eat a burrito in a parking lot, you need these 10 items. They don't cost a lot. Most are under $50. But they change the relationship from frustrating to flawless. So, congratulations on your new Model Y. Now go spend $300 on rubber, mesh, and plastic. Your future self, sitting in a cool, quiet, organized cabin, will look back and wonder how you ever drove without them. And please, for the love of Elon, buy the front cooler. Your pizza will thank you.